Hi, I'm Joe. Today Nick's going to stop by and show us some wild edibles that might be growing in our garden that we can be eating instead of weeding.
Hi, I'm Nick. We're actually in Joe's garden tonight. I happened to be here a couple weeks ago and noticed some wild edible plants. So we're going to make a quick salad out of wild edible plants in Joe's garden. There's several species here we're going to collect tonight. One is Purslane. This is a powerhouse plant. Purslane has 2 times the omega-3s than kale. It has a unique flavor and texture. Just by itself it tastes great. There's a hint of lemon in the plant itself, and you can see how much grows in here. This is something that people would actually pick out of their garden as weeds. So we're going to get some purslane. I just take the tender leaves, put them in a bowl, and you can see how far purslane spreads. So Joe's got a great batch of purslane for quite some time. There's another great plant here. This is goosefoot, chenopodium, lamb's quarter. Greek for goosefoot is chenopodium, and the leaf actually looks like a goose's foot. These spinach-like flavor. To me, they're more mild than spinach. They taste great. These things will get about 7 feet tall. There's evidence that this is one of the first plants ever planted in North America by Native Americans. They planted it for the leaves as well as the seeds. So you just take, I prefer the tender leaves. Great flavor by themselves. There's another wild plant that Joe has grown in his garden. This is wood sorrel, and I was a little rough on this plant. These I like to trim off with a pair of scissors and just avoid the stalks, although the whole plant's edible. So in short order, we got the beginnings of a great little salad. Not only tasty, but really nutritious. We have one more plant in here that is kind of unique. This is peppergrass. So we're going to take a little sprig of this, and the leaves actually chew them up. They taste like pepper. So we're going to sprinkle some of this on here, give it a little extra flavor. A little more purslane on there. It's Portulaca. The sorrel has a really great flavor. Just makes your taste buds jump when you chew it. The blossoms are great also. Add a little flavor and color to it, as well as the seed pods. So in short order, we've got a real tasty little salad. These are all plants that are actually volunteering in Joe's garden. This purslane is something now that you can buy in a lot of health food stores. They realize the nutritional value of it, and it's a little pricey, but take a look. I mean, it just spreads out in this garden. This is a plant that you can pick during the hot months. You've probably got 3 to 4 months that you can pick this. Same thing with the lamb's quarter. Like I said, this will get 4 to 7 feet tall. You can eat the greens, and later on in the fall and winter, you can harvest the seeds. Seeds are extremely small. It's a bit of an effort to harvest them, but you can make a great flour substitute out of the seeds. So this is lamb's quarters. You can see a plant here, another one here. This is a look-alike, and I'd have to check up on this. I'm not sure what this is offhand. But lamb's quarter, as I said before, it's chenopodium, goosefoot. If you take a look at that, it actually looks like a goose's foot. And if you notice, the underside of the leaves have a whitish appearance. Lamb's quarter is really easy to tell from other plants. The characteristic look of the leaf, the white underneath, and what you want to eat are the smaller leaves. Bigger ones are fine, but the smaller ones have a much more mild flavor to them. You can see the Purslane Portulaca, and that is pretty characteristic. You've got these red stalks on the plant itself. These leaves are almost succulent in appearance, and the flavor, it's got a little bit of a lemony aftertaste to it, and they'll just sprawl out. As long as they're not shaded out, they love sun and heat. They'll grow for most of the summer. So you've got a good 3 to 4 months that you can continue to pick purslane. The wood sorrel, and this was not planted. The wood sorrel's right here. You can see this one is actually got some blossoms on it, and you can eat. These are the seed pods. Now the seed pods, when they're ready to, when they're fully mature, they'll basically just explode in your hand. These probably need another day. But these guys, you put them in your mouth and your taste buds just jump. It's just an incredible, it's oxalic acid, and it's got a great flavor. This is plantain, and these leaves are awfully big, but some of these smaller ones coming up in the center, let's just pick a couple and we'll add this to that salad. Plantain is a good wild edible as well as a medicinal plant. I didn't even notice this when we first came in here. So we've actually got 5 different plants that we picked in a very short period of time in a very small area that are wild plants that most people would weed out of their garden. While we're at it, we might as well take advantage of some dandelion. These leaves are perfect. This must have been cut back and it's just coming back now. Dandelion leaves of this size are wonderful. Once they get big, they get real bitter. So we're going to add 2 more components to this salad. All right, so we went over Joe's garden and didn't eat anything that, or pick anything that Joe actually grew. These are all weeds to most people. We've got sorrel, we've got lamb's quarters, we've got purslane, and we've got dandelion and plantain in here. So these are all things that volunteered in Joe's garden. They're common in city lots. They make a great salad. So I've got just a simple dressing here, a little bit of olive oil, vinegar, and lemon juice, salt, pepper, and oregano. Mix it around. And this is just a really flavorful salad. And unfortunately, people really miss the boat on these things because most people weed these out of their garden when indeed they could have something that's probably more nutritious than some of the things they're planting. So remember, leave the weeds in the garden and try eating them. Know what you're picking. They're delicious, they're nutritious, and it makes a quick and easy salad. And that's it for now, and we'll see you again.